Ranboo is fully dead on the Dream SMP, which is super weird because previously he had 3 canon lives and had never lost a single one. After the prison escape event, he was then murdered by Sam and lost all 3 at once, turning him into a ghost, and now he's a completely different character. So let's talk about why he allowed Sam to kill him and whether he's going to be brought back to life. And when he gets brought back to life, will that then split the 2 sides of him, creating 2 different characters of Ranboo? Now this all happened during the prison breakout event, in which Technoblade broke inside of the prison to try and get Dream and Ranboo out. Now currently we don't really know why Ranboo was stuck in the prison. Maybe it's because Sam suspected that Technoblade may try and break Dream out, or maybe Ranboo had done something that really didn't sit well with Sam.
I'm here to take you with me.
Oh, is something wrong with the prison?
Sort of, yeah. But actually it's more like you're under arrest, actually. And I'm here to take you to prison.
What? Oh, is this about when I asked you before? Because I'm
Yeah.
fine now. I don't need you to put me in the prison.
I think I know why you asked me to put you in before. And I think you know too.
And as you can tell from that clip, Sam is very vague and doesn't really give a full explanation on why he thinks that Ranboo should be put in the prison. They obviously discussed the time that Ranboo asked to be put in the prison, but that was so long ago and nothing has really happened that it does feel like Sam had some sort of insider knowledge or something that Dream would be breaking out of the prison soon. Because to add on to this, a day before this happened, Sam went and stole Michael, which is classified as Ranboo's kid. So why would he steal Michael and then go and arrest Ranboo? It seems like he already knew or already had knowledge of the escape and was just setting up a plan to try and stop this from happening. After this, they obviously break outside the prison and are met with pretty much the majority of the server, and this is where we lead to Ranboo's death. During this whole sort of fight, Sam tells Ranboo to come over here and I'll show you something, and what he shows Ranboo is a picture of Michael and says that he's basically kidnapped the kid. Now obviously Ranboo, being the great person he is, he listens to Sam and Sam asks him to take off all of his armor and basically be his hostage. At this point, Sam is thinking that if he has a hostage who is Ranboo, then Dream is just going to run back inside the prison because Dream probably doesn't want Ranboo to die. That's a bit weird, right? Well, Dream just runs away and says that he doesn't really care about Ranboo, which then leads on to Sam killing Ranboo and then him losing all of his canon lives and becoming a ghost.
I was in the prison, right? I had the other guy next to me. He was just like talking about stolen something. He stole something, and that's why he's kind of, he was in there. And then I heard the alarm go off, and then all that happened. Dream was there as well. I was kind of confused about that one, but then I just didn't question it after he punched me. And then we kind of all escaped the prison. Then Sam showed me a picture of my child and then said, take off your armor or else. And then he killed me.
Wait, child?
My child, yes, Michael.
Now, not too long after all of this happened, a Twitter account by the name of Z23 whatever, which is one of Ranboo's ARG Twitter accounts, tweeted out a video with 3 hearts that turn into 1, and then that 1 heart just gets destroyed, and it says see you soon. Obviously meaning that he's been put into limbo, he's fully dead, he's lost all 3 of his canon lives, because at the time a lot of people were like, he's only died once, so obviously he's going to have 2 other canon lives, right? Well, for some reason his death to Sam made him lose all 3 of the lives, and I can't really explain it. There's no real reason behind it, I don't believe, and I assume we're just going to be waiting for Ranboo to do a sort of lore stream where he's in limbo maybe and kind of walks through or explains why he did lose all of them canon lives. But yeah, now he's a ghost, he's got a whole new skin which looks a lot more HD than the original one, he's got some new clothes, and speaking of clothes, the 1st of January, my new merch is going to be dropping. It's actually pretty cool. It's going to be super limited, so if you don't get it on the drop, it will be gone forever, and you better be quick because these designs are pretty cool. I mean, I'm wearing it out and about and I love the design. I hate like YouTuber merch, which obviously just says YouTuber merch. This doesn't, and it's on Champion t-shirts and jumpers and things, so it's actually good quality. Anyway, let's get back to the video. But yeah, now that Ranboo is a ghost, it brings up a lot more questions than it answers, because obviously him dying, he loses all the canon lives, and now he's a ghost, we're obviously assuming that he's going to be brought back with the revival book. That is kind of the first thing you would think of when you hear about Ranboo turning into a ghost and dying. And there's something I want want to bring up because I feel like with Ranboo's character, it's pretty mysterious and we don't know too much about him. We know that there's basically two sides to the character, and that sometimes he'll do these end walk stages where he's not in control and he'll wake up in a random area or doing something random, things like that. His character is very unusual, and this brings up the question that if he does get revived and we go down the whole route of him coming back to life and his ghost form getting sent to limbo, will this split the character in half? Because we see the two sides and it's pretty predominant, especially with this new skin, because apparently the green and red on the front is actually blood, which means it's two different kind of colors or types of blood in one person. So what I'm hoping or assuming might happen is that when he gets brought back from the revival book and everything, that he may get split in half, causing two different characters to come back. Maybe one that's super good and friendly and the other being super evil. This would bring a lot to the storyline because, I mean, it's pretty cool, and also we would get some more information about Ranboo's character with the two sides and everything. And it would also cause his character, or the main character that we'd actually watch or be in the perspective of, not do the end walk stage or anything like that anymore, because I assume that the end walk stage was done by the evil character, which means the evil character can do everything without being interrupted or distracted by the other half of him. Now, obviously this is just a theory and it doesn't mean it's going to be happening, but when Wilbur came back, he was slightly different. He isn't the exact same as he was before dying, and obviously he still has traits from before, but he has a bit of a nicer kind of aura around him, which makes me assume that when somebody gets brought back from the dead, they kind of have a personality change and things switch up. We've seen it with Tommy as well. So I think a really cool thing to do would be to go into the two halves of Ranboo. Even if they don't split apart or anything like that, maybe we get to see a predominant evil Ranboo who doesn't need to end a walk anymore, and the only times that he does end a walk is when he's doing good, kind things. So kind of a personality swap in a way. But if they do get split in half and there's two different characters, it could lead to a full-on fight, with both sides fighting, maybe both sides dying, and somebody having to merge the two together to get back normal Ranboo. Who knows? I would love to hear your theories down below because it's kind of cool. It's a completely kind of unique character and he has a lot of aspects about him, which just makes you wonder that something big could happen with his character in terms of just having both of these kind of sides to him. And I'm sorry for the lack of videos. I've had drilling in my house. I haven't been able to record. Also, 1st of January, the merch drop. Be there or you stink.